Hello, Sharino parents. This is the presentation that I gave to our eighth graders on what to expect for high school. In this presentation, I'm going to go over all the requirements for graduation, the courses that our eighth graders normally take as freshmen, and what pathways and degree plans that we offer at Sharino. So I felt like I would need to share this with parents as well since we have not opened up yet to allow parents fully on campus. So at the end of this presentation will be my contact information. If you have any questions or would like further clarification on anything that is presented. So what's ahead for your eighth grader in high school? As we move forward, there are certain requirements that the TEA or Texas requires for students to graduate. Those requirements meet a specific number of credits. The minimum plan, the bare minimum that a student can achieve in order to graduate, is what's called our foundation graduation program. As you'll see in that second column, it shows that you would need 4 credits for English, 3 credits for math, 3 credits for science, 3 credits for social studies, with a half credit being for economics, 1 credit of PE, 2 credits of a foreign language. At Sharino, our foreign language is Spanish, 1 credit of fine arts, 1 credit in technology, and 4 elective credits to give you a total of 22 credits. We try to have every child graduate with an endorsement and possibly with distinguished, which is something I'll go over a little bit later. An endorsement is a pathway that leads towards a career after high school and possibly after college. In order to have an endorsement, you must get 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 4 credits of science, and again, 3 credits of social studies, with a half credit of that being economics. You get 1 credit of PE, 2 credits of foreign language, 1 fine arts credit, 1 credit in technology, and then 6 elective credits. And of those 6 elective credits, they will follow a specific course for an endorsement pathway, which would total 26 credits. At Sharino, we get 8 credits per year for 4 years, giving a total of 32 credits, which allows students to really dibble and dabble in different areas that they might be interested in after high school. Every freshman will take English 1, biology, world geography, algebra 1, and Spanish 2. The only way that that may differ is if your child came into 8th grade from another school and they were in possibly an intro to ag class and not Spanish, or they were in maybe they were in an intro to ag class and not art or something like that. And so their course requirement may be that they have to take Spanish 1 their freshman year. After their required courses, they have choices of either PE, athletics. Our PE is normally our powerlifting. So if they're interested in powerlifting, they'll choose PE, but then write out beside it that they want powerlifting, or cheerleading, which also counts as a PE credit. For fine arts, they can choose art or theater. They can choose to take their technology credit, which is a credit that must be met prior to graduation. So if they decide that they don't have room in their schedule for technology their freshman year, we can add it on later on down the line. And then principles of whatever endorsement that they decide to go with. Right now, the endorsements that we offer is STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And with this STEM endorsement, 2 of your science classes have to come from chemistry and physics. If you choose math STEM, which are kids that normally are wanting to go into either nursing or an education field, engineering, something like that, they would choose math STEM. And with that, you have to have 2 courses above Algebra 2, which would be pre-cal and then a college math. For science STEM, most of our kids that go into the healthcare fields or places usually end up with a science STEM. And that includes anatomy and physiology and forensic science, in addition to our normally offered biology, chemistry, and physics. And these endorsements are listed on the paperwork that your students will be bringing home today or tomorrow. So you'll have this in written form as well. Our other endorsement categories, business and industry. And under business and industry, we have five or six plans under the business and industry category. One of those is hospitality and tourism. This used to be your family and consumer, or it still is family and consumer science, but this used to be your home economics type courses, which leads into cooking or culinary arts. Then we also have business management and administration. And this goes at kids that maybe possibly want to have their own business or decide they want to work in a business related field. This is an endorsement that they would take. Information technology is another one of those that sort of follows along that same path as business management and administration. This is for kids who, some of these, they decide they want to be a YouTube programmer, or they want, or influencer, or they want to do video games and things like that. This would be the endorsement for those kids. Welding and manufacturing, or kids that decide they want to, go into welding, maybe go into some kind of construction or manufacturing type job. They usually follow this endorsement. And last would be our business and industry journalism and English. And this is for kids that are interested in maybe yearbook or debate. They can take this pathway. They'll end up taking 3 classes of debate. Their English classes count as part of that sequence. We're looking into adding cosmetology and possibly veterinary assistants into this category of business and industry, but we will not know for sure until this summer. So a lot of these will start off with the same prerequisite courses as the other endorsements under this category. So there's still a chance that if they don't choose that they can work towards that endorsement before their senior year. Our next category is public services. The public services encompasses teaching certifications, nursing certifications, any kind of medical field is usually our public service. Social work would fall under this category. So if they decided they might want to be a teacher or a social worker, they would follow the human services pathway. If they want to go into the medical field, they would follow the health science. We're hoping to move our human services pathway into educational aid certification, which means that upon graduation, they would be able to work in a classroom as an educational aid. For health science, we're working towards moving that into the patient care tech, which would mean adding in EKG into our CNA and phlebotomy rotation, and possibly med aid. We're looking at possibly adding EMT certification. But again, that coursework will not be finalized until this summer, which would affect our incoming freshmen and other classes, other levels of classes. Our next category is arts and humanities. Kids that are interested in becoming a lawyer or possibly something to do in political science would follow the social studies pathway. The course that they would take special topics in social studies is a course that they could take through Edgenuity in order to receive that endorsement to get their 5 social studies classes. There's also a fine arts endorsement. For kids interested in theater and art, they can actually work towards an endorsement in that area by following 4 credits in those categories of theater or art. And then we finally have multidisciplinary. I try to ensure that every child obtains a multidisciplinary endorsement, because if they just get going through their coursework and they decide, man, this isn't the thing for me, I think I want to back up and choose a different endorsement, and we end up getting to our senior year and we don't have a specific sequence of courses, they will at least have their multidisciplinary endorsement, so that way they can graduate distinguished with an endorsement. For distinguished, in order to receive that achievement level on their graduation plan, they have to have a total of 4 credits in math, including Algebra 2, a total of 4 credits in science, and successful completion of an endorsement that we mentioned previously. At Sharina, we offer 5 honors classes. Those honors classes are Spanish 3, Pre-Cal, Advanced Animal Science, Forensics, and Anatomy and Physiology. When you take an honors class, it adds 5 points per semester to your GPA or your grade point average. So say they take Spanish 3 and they have a 98 at the end of the semester for their semester average, it's going to show a 98 on their transcript, but when I figure it in for GPA, it's going to figure in as 103, which can be a really great boost to your GPA. So for the courses we offer, that's a total of 50 points by the time they reach their senior year that they could have additional to be figured into their GPA as bonus points. Spanish 3 would be offered their sophomore year, and the other coursework, the honors coursework, could be offered their junior and senior year. There are some course offerings that are available through our virtual schools network and through Edgenuity, but that takes special approval and is done on a case-by-case basis. Another way to boost their GPA is to take dual credit courses that we offer through Stephen F. Austin. Whereas honors credits offer you 5 points per class at the end of the semester, dual credit coursework can offer 10 points at the end of our semester, giving you a total of 80 possible points that you can add into your GPA. Dual credit coursework replaces a course that is required for graduation but has not been previously taken as a regular class for credit. For example, U.S. history. If they take U.S. history their junior year and then they decide their senior year, my degree plan requires U.S. history, I think I want to go ahead and take that coursework. The school will honor it as a class, but it can't be added in for your GPA as far as dual credit purposes. We allow students to take 4 classes their junior year, so that begins the summer after your sophomore year. That would count for your junior year, and then 4 classes your senior year, which would begin the summer after your junior year, that the school will pay for. The kids may take additional classes, college classes, and get the same pricing that we get through SFA, but it won't be counted on their transcript or as or figured into their GPA. Your student will be bringing home a form that looks similar to the one on the screen, and it shows the required courses that they'll take next year. If your child transferred in and is not enrolled in Spanish 1 their 8th grade year, I will make note of that and have that changed, so they'll take, instead of Spanish 2, they'll take Spanish 1. All of our 8th graders were enrolled in Art 1, so they can take Art 2 or the first theater class. They may choose to take Principles of Ag, Principles of Health Science, Principles of Hospitality, Principles of Human Services, or Principles of Technology as one of their electives. They may also choose PE or athletics or cheerleading. We use powerlifting for our PE credit, so if they're interested in powerlifting, they would choose PE. On the second sheet, you can see that these are our endorsement pathways and a listing of those courses that would be required. And it's the exact same information that was presented in the previous slides. You'll also see this information that talks about the testing and planning for the future. And then it also shows, this is my transcript evaluation that I fill out with the kids when I meet with them individually at the end of, like with freshmen at the end of their, in January, usually I meet with all my freshmen, all of my upperclassmen. I meet with them to make sure that we're meeting everything that is required for their degree plan. If you have any more questions, you can contact me at Sandy Penner at ChirinoISD.org, or you may call 936-362-2132, extension 105, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Y'all have a blessed day.